Democrats call this legislation anti-history. One Democrat went so far as to call it tantamount to a book burning. But Republicans say that critical race theory is a divisive ideology that's anti-American. The debate over critical race theory turned emotional and personal when the legislature's lone Native American reminded lawmakers that many of them were taught in school that American Indians were savages.
I don't know what inspired anyone to want to bring this to this body today, but let me just say this. It's wrong, and as far as I'm concerned, it's mean-spirited.
To be clear, explicitly clear, this bill does not change in any way what history can and cannot be taught.
Republicans say the legislation prohibits teaching students that America is a racist country. It comes in response to the influence of critical race theory, which acknowledges such things as white supremacy and systemic racism.
We hear from parents every day who have huge concerns about it.
The critical race theory bill is now in the Senate. And Forsyth County Republican Joyce Krovic says that parents are worried what their kids may learn in school about racism.
They shouldn't be proud of themselves because they're white, that they should feel guilty about it. And parents are getting very concerned about it.
Mecklenburg County Democrat Jeff Jackson says the legacy of slavery persists and that the country is dealing with the consequences today.
If your history lesson is just a tribute to your country and nothing else, that's just not honest. Warts and all is how we need to teach American history, and race and how we treated Black people is a huge piece of that.
Critical race theory debate is not limited to schools. Former President Trump banned diversity training for federal workers. President Biden reversed that decision. Some Black pastors are leaving the Southern Baptist Convention after SBC leaders decided that critical race theory is not compatible with their faith. And North Carolina's first African American to serve as Lieutenant Governor, Mark Robinson, denies that systemic racism exists. As a member of the state school board, he fought to keep critical race theory out of schools.
Doesn't make any sense to me why we're trying to do this. We're trying to circumvent history is what we're doing here.
It's not clear if any North Carolina public school teaches critical race theory. I reached out to both the Guilford and the Forsyth County schools. A spokesman for both say it is not part of their curriculum. In Greensboro, Bill O'Neill, WXII 12 News.